stream, right, Degrassi?
Yeah, I'm just also noticed.
Oh, okay.
I have the commentary stream on my computer and the Twitch on my phone,
Oh, okay.
so I
Gotcha.
can keep track of both.
Yeah.
So welcome back to the Twitch stream, everyone.
Yeah, looks like we got a BGT doing a downstabless Revenac fight here. He doesn't have any safety spells, so that's not going to be good for him.
I don't understand why he doesn't just go to Mito and get the downward step.
Yeah, I think it might be partially a point of pride, or maybe just having fun with it.
I mean, maybe if he runs out of lives. Guess it also helps that with these randomized boss HP things that Rebo's starting with less than full health.
It looks pretty close to full.
Oh, I meant while he was on the horse it was less than full, so it's a bit easier to unhorse.
I suppose so.
I'm not sure if once he gets off the horse and is just a regular blue iron knuckle, if that's randomized, because I feel like that's always like normal health.
I'm a little surprised that AA has found his way back into Palace 6, but it's completable. You know it is. He's got the glove now, so...
Yeah, you just potentially need a lot of magic if you're trying to free those rooms.
Yeah, there are only 2 fairy blocks in Palace 6, though, so unless they're back-to-back, he should be okay.
That was another boss with really generous experience.
Yeah, but AA didn't take any levels, so he's just gonna count on getting attack 6 at the end. I know why he didn't take the level, because once you get up to Magic 4, then getting over the minimum levels to get the max boost at the gem can take a lot more experience. It can take like over 1,000 experience for sure.
Yeah.
So it can result in tough decisions at the end of Palaces of either farming or just eating some experience. So AA picked up the kid. That could be pretty useful. And
depends
of course,
what's in Darunia. We're ways off. Well, I mean, I guess they both have the raft. They could go to Darunia anytime once they find it on the eastern continent.
Yeah, BGT is going to get his downstab now that he's taken down Revenac without it. And he jumped before he cast Fairy, so now he's going to have to leave the room and come back in so that he can cast Fairy again. You got to be staying on the ground.
I did not actually know that. Huh. Well, fortunately, the magic refill is right there. And I'm also noticing at magic level 5, its Fairy's now down to something.
Glove was in the Heart Container Cave in the northern part of the western continent. So it was pretty easy to get to. I don't know if AA thinks he's going to get this level just through pure attack and killing the enemies. It's possible, I suppose, but it's a pretty decent chunk of experience left. But Barbara will often give 1,000, so I guess we'll see how this turns out for him.
Yeah, because if he's 700 normally, you can't go 2 up, so if you go anything up, he's already at 1,000.
And BGT has sailed east. He is not doing Palace 6 before heading over there. So he's going to have to come back here eventually and do Palace 6. But east is not a bad place to be. He's going to...
Well, and here's Cross also comes in handy because there were those blue MOAs already on that P-bag screen.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just waiting to see if the blue MOAs show up anywhere else.
This glove question has been asked 5 times already.
Heart Container Cave.
Yep. But it's been by a couple different people. I think some of the answers were missed when we lost connection.
True. Maybe we should just put it in the room description. Glove in Heart Container Cave.
Yeah, just in the stream title.
AA having a bit of trouble.
Yeah, I don't know why he's debating what to do so much. It seems obviously like just fall down and see where it takes you.
Sometimes we're all Canadian, right?
I mean, I'd rather fall down than go left across the hole in Palace 6, because you've always got to go right to enter the boss room, so...
Yeah, but AA is going left anyway.
Yeah, well, he didn't have much of a choice. He's going to take another fall right here, though, and we'll see if this lets him go right. BGT has found his way to Maze Island already. I haven't seen any items on his side in the east yet, or spells for that matter. But there are 2 item drops on Maze Island. Heart Container Cave was where the glove was.
Sorry, I just noticed chat. Yeah, I feel like oftentimes Maze Island, like, the item caves are the last place you look. That you'll hit all the enemy blocks before you hit the item caves.
I think AA was trying to jump over that Canadian hole there. It's a little tougher to do right to left because it's not something that we do very often. And of course the hole is invisible, so that makes it a little tricky. But yeah, he was not successful.
Meanwhile, BGT found a vanilla magic container on Maze Island.
Yeah, and he's also found Great Palace on Maze Island. So, not something that he can do right now, of course, but he's going to have to remember that and come back there later. Yeah, I don't know if it's a big lead. Certainly a lead. AA has a lot of knowledge of this Palace 6. And we know that Barba's going to be a little difficult to get to. Yeah, I'm not
By the
quite
way, just to say this, I hate Lizalfos with a passion.
Yeah, it looks like Attack 4 might be a little weak, and those red Lizalfos had a ton of HP when BGT took one down. It was not a good combination for killing things quickly.
And we still don't have the left spell either, which doesn't help matters.
Yeah, we can definitely go left at that Canadian hole. If we break the blocks, you can just cast Fairy and cross the gap, so it's not really terribly tricky.
And meanwhile, GT has discovered that the other item cave is, in fact, behind one of the forced encounters.
Okay, it made it across the tough gap there without using Fairy this time, so now he'll just be able to use Fairy in this room right here to cross, and this will almost surely take him towards the Barba area. Did BGG see the second item yet? I'm guessing he
No,
did.
that's what I was saying, that there was one dead end he didn't go into because it had a forced encounter block, so he checked everything else out, so now he has to
Oh, is it this
backtrack.
this little one right here with like two potential tiles where
Yeah.
the drop could be? That's really unfortunate. Oh man, that's some bad luck. And he just gets a heart container for his trouble. In actuality, maybe he really shouldn't have been hunting down that item. I mean, it's nice to have, but we know it's not required. I think the only required item they could still find,
Boots?
yeah, would be boots, and they're generally unlikely to be required. They could be. Maybe like 20% or something.
I mean, it certainly makes life easier for exploration.
Oh, it certainly does. But, like, we know where all the spell items are, and that's the biggest thing we need to worry about.
Meanwhile, Barba looks like he really got a lot of HP today.
Yeah. He's got attack 5. That's a decent amount. Just gotta play it safe. Most important thing about the Barba fight, I think, is to only do it one time.
And sadly, without jump spell, jackhammering isn't really a good option.
Yeah, AA is not gonna be jackhammering regardless, but you're right that it's much more difficult without.
I mean, personally, I love jackhammering Barba. The thing is, not following him down into the lava when he descends.
I've never really tried it. Just hasn't seemed worth it to me, but maybe I should give it a shot someday. Looks like BGT has found an item cave, but he's not going to go in there. Is he now realizing that he doesn't really need to go in those caves? Or not really sure what his deal is? Oh, AA's got to be disappointed with the level of results here. He doesn't need to come out of here with attack 7, though. He can get attack 7 from the next gen and be just fine. What are,
If it mattered that much to him, he could always go back and have gotten the extra 400 experience, but...
Yeah, he might have been able to do that. I'm not entirely sure what there was for him to kill back there. But I would expect to see AA go to Palace 3. It would definitely be tempting to me, but it looks like he might just be heading for the raft spot. I don't know if AA actually went into Palace 3, if he knows which palace it is. So he might be trying to, like, get Reflect before he even goes into that palace. What you want to see it if you're hoping for something to troll the runners here is one thing is boot speed required, of course. That's looking unlikely based on what we've seen on BGT's side. But another thing is the hammer is in Palace 4. We know that. So I don't think we've seen New Kasuto yet, and New Kasuto could be hammer blocked and have reflect in it. So we could have a forced double dip of Palace 4. But
which BGT has just found, by the way, in the Valley of Death, which has no encounters on the way through the Valley of Death.
yeah, that's really nice. Of course, the Valley of Death random encounters are the grass tiles in the east, so... Looks like BGT is gonna go ahead and get this item now. Looks like a boot block. I haven't paid close enough attention to know if there have been any potential places to go. I mostly trust you, Trails, but yeah, that'd be interesting.
Well, so now with 7 magic containers, we know that BGT, if he finds New Kasuto, can definitely get the item in there.
Yeah, 7 magic containers definitely nice to have, and BGT also has 6 hearts. Did he get one of those hearts out of Palace 3, maybe? Not really sure.
I'm trying to remember what the Palace 3 item was. Maybe it was a heart? That sounds about...
So AA has found Great Palace on Maze Island. Still looking for an item here. If he spends the whole time looking for the item, then it's going to take him a bit, just like it did for BGT, because he's not going to go down that little path until he exhausts every other option, I think. Yeah, man, I'd really love to see them just skip the items on Maze Island here. We know where almost all the required stuff could be, except for the boots. But getting the items on Maze Island is such a big part of a lot of people's routine in playing this randomizer, so it's kind of understandable to not skip it. Well, Dream's probably dead, but we don't know for sure. We have to see where the caves take us before we can make any real declarations about this eastern continent.
Actually, since... Sorry. BG found Palace 4, didn't even bother going in. You think he's going to wait until he has Reflect to get the hammer? Though that could, as you pointed out, that could be a catch-22 if Reflect is in New Kasuto and New Kasuto is hammer-locked.
I don't think he's going to get the hammer if he gets Reflect. There would be no read for it.
Oh, true.
So it looks like BGT is debating what to do here. Got another potential item cave, or nope, just another pass-through. Looks like AA took in up an A. That's a little surprising. He had a lot of experience, but he can get that experience back. Just has to get another about 800 to get up to the next level. And that's 500 right there, so...
Yeah, those 500-point P-bags are nice.
Yep. Especially for BGT, who gets himself up to 555 now.
You mean 556, or am I having trouble reading that number? No, I think it's 556.
Oh, it is 556. I'm sorry. Oh, BGT has found the boots. They were just on the desert tile there.
Well, that makes life easier. So really all they need is reflect at this point. Or all BGT needs is reflect at this point.
Yeah. Of course, you wouldn't mind seeing some other things, like a life or shield spell, I'm sure.
Yeah, life would be nice.
Alright, BGT has found Palace 5, and he's gonna dive right in. So, part of the issue with him jumping in here is that we know that the medicine is in here, I believe. Am I thinking correctly? Yes.
That sounds right.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the spell items, regardless. So, yeah, this could be interesting decision time for BGT when he gets deep into this dungeon. AA has picked up the shield spell in Nibiru. Yeah, we saw the flute block there, didn't we? So AA is gonna have to pick that up, but I'm sure he'll find the cave where BGT picked that up.
Well, he has to go back to West Hyrule.
Oh, was it in the west?
I thought the flute was in the west. Maybe I'm misremembering.
Oh, that's right. It was in the trophy.
Yeah,
cave.
chat's saying trophy cave.
Yep. So AA is going to have to go back to the northern half of the west continent and get that, but he has to go back there anyway to get to Palace 3. So it's not the end of the world, but we'll just see how that ends up working out for him route-wise. Some nice synchronized dying there. One of the many features is this randomizer.
Yeah, sometimes jackhammering doesn't quite cut it.
Alright, AA's found another spell here. Oh, looks like this is the spell.
Yeah, BGT already got that.
Right, I was just looking at a spell menu, and that's how I deduced that.
Oh.
So, yeah, we know that the spell is not required. All it does is open up one item location in Nuke Pseudo, and that's not necessary. Oh, wait a second. Was it?
I don't know. Theoretically, if the trophy is in that item location and Reflect is behind the trophy.
Yeah, I think it was go east for the medicine, maybe, and maybe the trophy in Palace 5. I'm not positive. But anyway, BGT found Guma and then took a game over, so he's gonna have to make his way back there.
Yeah, that's the risk going into Guma with one life.
Yeah. Didn't seem like it was terribly deep.
No. And hopefully he remembers the route.
Yeah. I bet he does. But,
I find it interesting that the Japanese decided to, unleash Guma on us after being the Japanese version just a second horse head.
Yeah. Definitely a big shift. Oh, AA does have the... Oh. AA does have the flute then. Okay, sorry. So he's all set as far as that goes.
Yeah, I guess the only real remaining question is where's Reflect?
Right. I think we've determined now that it's behind a spell item. Between the spells that both of them have seen. Oh, wait a second. No, it could just be behind the hammer in Nuke Pseudo. Although Nuke Pseudo might be available to us, we just have to keep looking. I haven't seen anyone cross over a grass tile yet.
We haven't seen Darunia yet either, as far as I can recall.
Oh wait, am I mixing up the order on the spell chart? Yeah. Okay. They have the same spells, don't they? I think they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. So,
yeah, and as far as I know, Reflect could be in any of those other towns. So it could be in New Kasuda, which may or may not be hammerlocked. It could be in Darunia, in which case, well, we have the child. Did BGT never actually get the child, or is his tracker behind?
The child was in P6, so he did not.
Okay, so yeah, I guess he never child then, because he hasn't done P6.
Yeah, I guess that justifies a lot of the digging that BGT may have done so far, because he doesn't know where the child is. He hasn't even seen Darunia.
This looks like P1 that BGT's in now.
Yeah, it definitely is. Wouldn't be surprised to see him dig the item out of here. It's pretty quick to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't seen New Kasuda or Darunia.
Alright, we found Horsehead. And AA is gonna go into P3. So, BGT definitely with the gem advantage here. He's gonna be placing his 4th if he goes ahead and places this one, whereas AA only has 2 placed.
Though, depending how quickly AA gets through here, he could be on his 3rd before too long.
I'm a little surprised AA didn't go and grab that pre-bag. It looks like BGT has found Darunia, so he's going to get that hint for the glove here in just a moment. And he's grabbing up stab on his way through.
I was kind of wondering about that. That, you know, some runners like to risk it, but it does make things potentially easier in GP. Get real precise with your cutting of blocks.
AA found the same dead end that BGT found, and he's taking the same up an A. And BGT just got the hint that he needed for the child. We don't know if the child is required, but that's the last possible item location that BGT would possibly have to concern himself with.
Well, why not the trophy or the medicine? I mean, neither of our runners have gotten that, and for all we know, Reflect is behind one of those.
I approve of thundering that guy. Get him out of our way. Still haven't seen any sign of what fire is tied to, but it's not tied to thunder, because a sword would have been shooting fire right there.
Yeah, it's either. Well, BGT's really set for magic now.
Yeah, the FDS Barba is really strange, really. Oh, BGT's got all those magic containers, huh?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, he's up to 7 on his side, so both in good shape, and both guaranteeing themselves the spell item in Nukasudo, which is important because that could be where the medicine is.
If we ever find Nukasudo.
I mean, true, we might never find it at this rate. Oh, there it is. BGT just walked on top of it. So now it's a question of what do we want to dig? The hammer? Or the medicine? Or the trophy? BGT doesn't know it, but... or the kid. He's got one of 4 items to dig. But digging the kid is pretty free as far as Palace 6 goes. He just doesn't know that yet. Oh, he's deciding to dig Palace 5 to get the trophy out of here. So, interesting choice. Or at least he's gonna try. We'll see if he runs into a dead end, maybe how much effort he puts into doing this.
I just noticed we're already at the hour mark. It doesn't feel like an hour.
Yeah, it feels like 2. Well, getting those boots would be pretty nice for AA right about now. Make getting around this continent a lot easier. Oh, there's a dicey little downstab there. Oh, hey, we've got the item in Palace 5 already. This could be big for BGT. So BGT's got his trophy. He's not turning it in yet. Oh, nope, there he is going back to the start. Yeah, Palace 5 was pretty kind overall, wasn't it? Not a terribly long path to either the boss or the item.
Yeah, we didn't see the walk-through wall anywhere or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So he just needs to make it back to Rudo, and we'll find out if he's in, well, mode, really.
Yeah, you're right, the water tower could be there in play. And AA doesn't know where those boots are yet. But he'll probably end up getting those soon, I think. This cave might take him to a good area. This isn't the one that BGT went through, but it's quite possible that any of them will work. AA down to 1 life again. And just the life spell for BGT.
I mean, nice to have before you get into GP.
Yeah, but not what you wanted to see for sure. And AA is just about to pick up his boots.
So BGT is now on P6?
Yep. He gets to discover the joys of this palace. I'm sure he's going to end up getting the kid. I think it was just straight through here. you go through this first Rebenak, and then you end up at the second Rebenak, really.
So AA never found Darunia, did he?
Not yet. BGT didn't find Darunia until later either, so... but AA knows that Darunia is available to him. He's got the flute, he's got the boots that couldn't be blocked by anything.
Right.
Uh,
He just had done the exploration, whereas BGT can go straight back to Darunia if he wants. And maybe have a vanilla reflect spell, even.
yeah, for sure. Who's got fire? I don't think we've seen fire.
I don't think we have either.
I'm not sure why the question's being asked.
I mean, maybe it's linked to spell, and so theoretically we have fire, but we don't know that.
Yeah, I didn't see someone use spell.
No, I don't think
that's
anyone
possible.
has.
It'd be an interesting choice.
It could always be linked to fairy, and we simply don't know.
Yeah, that's something you never learn until you cast fire, unless you've already ruled out every other possibility. Yeah, fire town, but that might not have this fire spell. Oh no, AA is going left from Guma. Oh, he's probably just gonna farm up this level, I imagine. And then,
He's been doing that a lot.
He can cast Thunder. Yeah, it's worth it. He's got this level right here. Oh, he
could use some more magic levels.
Yeah, I'm guessing that he's gonna still take attack aid. It looked like he was thinking about taking a level there. That would have been really unexpected. You got to be careful on those menus, though you don't want to enter the wrong input, because there's no confirmation screen. You take one level you don't want, and everything gets ruined.
Yeah. And that means on his next boss he can get a ton of levels in Life and Magic.
Hey, so now we're even in gem count. Both with 2 left to place.
Briefly, I mean, I imagine BGT will find Barbara before too long.
Yeah. We'll see how he handles this PAL 6 that was not kind to AA at all. Oh, it looks like AA is shifting to leveling magic.
So I would think, just responding to chat, like, if you cast Life, you won't get an immediate indication of fire, but if you happen to swing your sword on the same screen...
Yeah, that's all you have to do. Unless there's some mechanic I don't know where, if life and fire are linked, then they're not, you know what I mean. Then the life spell doesn't actually show up.
I'm not aware of such a mechanic.
I know that's something that was discussed at some point, not having them linked in the opposite direction, but I don't think that's ever been implemented. Yeah, BGT looks like he's found the right path in PAL 6 much more quickly than AA did.
Well, he didn't get hung up on the Canadian jump.
Yeah, coming in here with a lot more magic certainly has helped him. Looks like he screwed up his entry and Barba's probably not going to spawn on the right. We'll see. Oh, still they did.
I wonder if he'll grind a level after Barba, or if he'll just get not very much out of the gem.
I'm guessing he's just going to place the gem. We'll see what he decides to do, but that's what I'd expect.
Meanwhile, AA is in P1, so both of our runners could be up to 5 gems pretty soon.
Oh, VGT takes the death. In fact, AA is going to hit 5 gems before VGT, despite the fact that I don't think he had entered this palace before VGT entered the boss fight over on the other side.
Well, P1 is so short. And with attack 7, Horsehead does kind of go quickly.
And VGT takes a game over. Man, it's game over on 2 bosses now.
Well, that takes out of the equation whether he's gonna try for extra experience once he beats Barba.
Well, yeah, it certainly does. I doubt he would have done it regardless, but... AA is going back into Palace 1 for what reason?
What was the item in here? I don't remember.
I don't think VGT got it. Maybe he did. Maybe it was probably a heart container.
Sounds probable.
Yeah.
Unless it was a magic container?
No, I think that's the same extra heart that VGT has, probably. So AA is going to cash in this child, and we're going to see, for the first time, what the child gives us, and if Reflect is vanilla.
Did AA place the gem? I thought he just walked west out of Horsehead's room and never actually placed the gem.
No, he placed it. He got a small boost from Horsehead. It was not much.
Okay. I just missed it. So I guess we'll see what the Mage in Darunia has.
Yeah, if this is not Reflect, AA is going to have a tough choice for sure.
Yeah, if it's sitting in Mito behind the medicine.
Now that's jump.
So it's either in Mito or New Kasuda, right?
Right, and the medicine is either in New Kasudo or the water tile. We still haven't seen the water tile item, but AA can get there now, so I think he would want to prioritize that. Although, yeah, prioritize that for sure, and then go cash in that medicine. If it's there. If it's not there, then we know for sure that the hammer is required.
So did we or didn't we get a hint about the medicine being in East Hyrule?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. What does the hammer lock in East Hyrule?
The hammer locks New Kasudo.
Oh, I thought... What?
They haven't been in New Kasudo.
Oh, he walked over New Kasudo. He wasn't able to enter, and he'll need the hammer for it.
Yeah. Okay, there's that last magic container.
It would be fun to see a mandatory double dip on 4.
Yeah, I mean, we are one overworld check away from that being required. And AA did not dig the item out of Palace 5. If I were him, I would want to go into 4 instead, I think. But we'll see. It could also depend on overworld routing. If Palace 5 is close by, then maybe you check in there quick and see if the item is quick, which it is. We know that the item is mostly just going to cost him time if he does actually find it, though, because it's just going to give him a life spell. Where is that water tile? I sure don't remember where it is, but
Did we even see it?
yeah, we did.
Okay.
I think it might have been in the area where they first came across. Okay, there, AA just found New Kasuto. That was the confirmation for him. BGT, about to check that water tile for us. This would be great info to have. I imagine AA is also heading in that same direction. It's the candle. So we've confirmed that the hammer is required. And the hammer is in Palace 4. So a double dip of Palace 4 is definitely required. The required spell or the required spell item, either way, is in New Kasuto. And AA gets his candle as well. So AA definitely has the knowledge that the hammer is required. Or no, he doesn't. He didn't get that. He didn't get the trophy yet. So AA didn't get the trophy yet, and BGT hasn't cashed in the kid. That's the step they're both missing to know that the hammer is required.
I would think BGT would want to get to Darunia as soon as possible to find out one way or the other.
I'm thinking he's heading in that direction. We'll kind of see where he ends up here.
Yeah, it was kind of on the west side of East Hyrule, wasn't it?
Well, that was a dicey screen for BGT there, but he made it. So AA has found Palace 4, and he's gonna dig this and get that hammer. Good play for him. He doesn't know it yet, but he also knows that it's a 2/3 chance that this is required, because there are basically 2 spells inside of New Kasuto. So he's definitely making the odds-on play, leaving aside the fact that 4 is a much smaller palace than Palace 5.
Yeah, and he could easily take the lead depending how quickly he gets to the item room.
Yeah, I mean, I would say he's in the lead even. He's just down a life spell, but you know, he's got better levels, and he's in the right place for the item that he needs.
Well, he's got 1 extra level of attack, that's the only level difference. Though 1 level of attack can be considerable.
Yeah, that's a good, like, probably 10 seconds on Barba. Or, not Barba, Thunderbird, I mean. There's our camera. And, of course, he leaves right away, because we can't finish this palace without Reflect, so... logical step. He's gonna head right back to that New Kasuto tile we saw before. Boots not required in the seed, but as we were saying before, definitely coming in handy to make it up here much more quickly. Without a single encounter, even from the time we got up that point. So AA is going to check the spell first, and if it's not Reflect, then he's going to have to dig out the items in here and grab his medicine and then check that. And there's our reflect. So that means that the spell in Mito is fire, which is linked to some unknown spell. Could be reflect, could be fairy, we don't know. It's gonna end up being...
Could be spell.
Yeah, I guess we haven't seen them cast spell yet, so it very well could be.
Actually, I don't think we've seen them cast life either, because AA doesn't have it, and I don't think BGT's cast it.
Yeah, fair enough. So AA is just heading straight back to Palace 4, gonna get his gem placed, and he'll be off to Palace 7, Great Palace. That was a really funny dance that the fairy did around AA on the overworld there.
Yeah, now we get to see how easy or hard Karok is to find.
Karak is usually not too bad. I think A is going to take this straight to the bottom. Well, yeah. He's a big proponent of the fact that if you take this drop down to the bottom, it either has to go to the boss or back to the beginning. So, and there's the boss.
Yeah, so AA has considerable lead at this point now.
Yeah, definitely. It's more than 3 minutes for sure.
Yeah, because BGT still now needs the hammer and needs to get out to New Kasuto and then come back.
Oh, he just picked up the hammer.
Oh. Sorry,
So
I got lag.
Yeah, it's all good. He's on his way back to New Kasuto right now.
Yeah, no, now I've caught up. I can see him going across the overworld.
I think he pushed the wrong button there. He must have pushed B and played his flute. I don't have his sound on.
And I guess AA is going to be all 7s going into Great Palace.
Oh, it looks like he's gonna decline the magic level and take life instead, because they're really close to each other. It's a pretty impressive Maze Island bridge. Definitely one of the longer ones we've had. Wow, actually, this might be the longest. Yeah, all AA needs to do is kill a couple of enemies along the way and he'll grab that life 8. Fortunately, not much experience to be found there.
You know, just not get killed himself in the process, since he doesn't have the life spell.
Yeah, that's probably factoring into his decision to take life 8. Why didn't he cast Thunder on those orange Lizzlefuls right there? That would have been a play, I think. I'm pretty sure they always go down in one Thunder cast. AA might also want to get that that life level inside Palace 7. It'll be a nice little refill since he doesn't even have the life spell. So AA entering right around 122. This might give him the level right there. Oh, no, he is 20 short. And there's the life 8.
Somehow seems appropriate that he finally got it out of a pea bag because the pea bags have been so generous this seed.
Yeah, they definitely were, and I feel like they were more generous for BGT than they were for AA. Quick Thunderbird means that Great Palace could be a mess beyond this point.
Not necessarily. Last night we had one where went up after Thunderbird, you got to Dark Link pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think that would be a luckier scenario. I'd expect to have to take all the drops to get to Dark Link, generally. Or at least a combination of most of them. BGT's found his way back to the item room, huh? And AA takes a death on Thunderbird. That's unfortunate.
But you'd really have to take like a couple of game overs and get completely lost in GP for BGT to be able to make up time at this point.